Hello everyone, and welcome to JK Halftime. And in today's video, we will be talking about the huge rebuild of PSG that is inevitable this summer. We will be breaking down their options and our opinions of what they should do after Messi and Neymar both leave the club, assuming that they do so this summer. So the goal of this video is to rebuild PSG in a way that they can do better in the Champions League next season than they did this season, while keeping it very realistic of course. Stay until the end to see the perfect 2023-24 PSG team. Let's start off with the goalkeeper position, where PSG has a total of 4 goalkeepers: Donnarumma, Rico, Letelier, and Lavallee. In my opinion, PSG needs to keep Donnarumma as their number 1, because Donnarumma is one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and believe it or not, he is only 24 years old. Then, in terms of the backup goalkeeper role, it depends on what Navas wants to do. If Navas wants to stay at PSG, which is very unlikely, then I would say keep Navas and sell Rico. If Navas wants to leave, let him go and keep Rico as the backup, as he is for sure good enough to be the backup goalkeeper for PSG. Then loan out the 20-year-old Lavallee so he can get some experience and grow as a player by getting some playing time somewhere else, and keep Letelier as the third option keeper in case something goes terribly wrong. Now moving on to the defenders, and here one thing is for sure. The fullbacks are sorted as PSG has Hakimi on the right and Nuno Mendes on the left, 2 of the best young footballers in the position on the planet. The backup players for these 2 are also very solid, in Bernat and Mukiele. However, I would look to replace Bernat with someone younger and maybe even better, because of the injury problems that Nuno Mendes so often has. Not younger than Bernat, but a very solid option would be Marcos Acuna. Acuna is a very well-rounded and physically strong fullback with loads of experience. He would without a doubt help the team be better on and off the pitch. And then, the young right-back Pembili I would loan out, preferably to a Premier League or Spanish La Liga club where he could get a solid chance at some minutes on the pitch. Next up, the center-back position, one of the most important positions on the football pitch. So I would say Marquinhos is a definite keep. Ramos I would also keep. Kimpembe keep. And Bitshiabu loan out for sure. Then PSG is getting Milan Skriniar for next season, a very solid center back with loads of experience. And I think PSG should definitely add another center back who can fill in if there are some injuries. An option like Per Schuurs from Torino is a player who I would be looking to bring in if I was in charge of PSG, as he is one of the best center backs in the Serie A this season, and he has also managed to build up a lot of great experience at his very young age of 23. If PSG doesn't buy him, someone else most likely will this summer. And now we move on to the midfield, the position which PSG has been struggling the most with for years. In terms of current players, I would sell Danilo Pereira as he is just not good enough for a team like PSG. I would sell Verratti because in my opinion, he is a little bit overrated and he has been struggling with injuries way too much lately. Vitinha I would keep. Fabian Ruiz and Carlos Soler, I would sell one of them and keep the other one for at least one more season. Renato Sanchez I would keep as a backup option with the goal of giving him as much playing time as possible in Ligue 1, and if he doesn't improve, then just sell next season. Zaire Emery I would loan out for a season. Ismail Garbi loan out as well. So that leaves PSG with Vitinha, Ruiz or Soler and Sanchez in the midfield. That means PSG priority number 1 in the midfield is a holding midfielder, aka a number 6. Some great and realistic options include the Moroccan international from Fiorentina, Sofiane Amrabat, Kefren Turam from Nice, and Ryan Gravenberch from Bayern, as he seems a bit unhappy there. Then a less likely option, but an amazing one, would be Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. So now that that's taken care of, PSG needs at least one more top-class playmaking midfielder. And I would say buy either Brozovic, who looks to be out of the now financially troubled Inter side. Mac Allister is another very good option. Or just try your best to snatch Kovacic away from Man City, as I'm sure Chelsea would rather sell him to PSG than Man City. If PSG manage to get 3 of these previously named players in the midfield, they will do great for sure. However, if they don't even manage to get 2 of them, say goodbye to the UCL quarterfinals and say goodbye to Mbappe. And now the most entertaining part, the attackers. And this is the position where PSG is going to need to spend the most money on after Messi and Neymar leave. So the plan goes like this. Do whatever it takes to keep Mbappe, and then do whatever it takes to get Kolo Muani. After that, they should add 3 more attackers. One attacker who is big and strong and can score from crosses and receive the ball. Hold off the defender and pass it further to Mbappe or Kolo Muani. For this role, players like Lukaku or Havertz would be perfect, and I would say go for Lukaku because he is probably going to be easier to get, and he will definitely cost less money. Then I would try my best to buy Jonathan David from Lille or João Felix from Atletico as a central starting option. Both of these players are elite dribblers, goal scorers, and they can pass the ball well too. And last but not least, I would add 2 of these 3. Xavi Simons from PSV, who already was at PSG last season and has massively improved this season, Luis Openda from Lens, or Michael Olise from Crystal Palace, who is already one of PSG's targets this summer. So, in conclusion, in my opinion, the perfect PSG team for next season would look like this. Donnarumma in goal with Navas as the backup. Hakimi in the right back slot, with Mukiele as the backup, Nuno Mendes and Marcos Acuna as the left back options, Marquinhos and Skriniar as the center backs, with Per Schurz, Kimpembe and Ramos as the backups. In the midfield, Bruno Guimaraes plus Kovacic with Vitinha, Ruiz or Soler, and Renato Sanchez as backup options, and in the attack on the wings, left wing Mbappe, right wing Kolo Muani, just below the striker, João Felix, and Lukaku as the striker, with Michael Olise and Xavi Simons as the backup options. If PSG can build something similar to this for next season, then, in my opinion, they will be a top 5 football team in the world. Obviously, football transfers are not as easy as I made them sound in this video, but I think PSG has been focusing on bringing in huge names to the team way too much in the past, rather than building an actual solid team from head to toe. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed my ideas and this video about what PSG should do this summer. If you did, please leave a like, comment who you think PSG should get, and what should the PSG roster look like next season, and subscribe for our future videos. Bye bye!